Now, as you can see, I've had my hair done for this recipe. This is a recipe of lamb stew. Now, that's different from lamb curry. I'll explain why. Because you put a lot of onions in there, you see, and you don't fry them like you do normally. You put maybe 2 medium onions for 1 pound of lamb, and these are the spices that will also go in. Is black peppercorns, as many as you like, zira, haldi, not aldi, and that's coriander powder, and that's crushed chilies. Now, additionally, what I put in there as well is let's have a look. There they are, whole round chilies. Yeah, there'll be a few of those. I'll show you them going into the curry, and also you add a lot of yogurt. Makes a really nice sauce, very tangy. Now the sauce will be very sweet, and the yogurt is gonna make it a little tangier. Yeah. Now that's the black peppercorns in oil. Now normally we'd put the onions in now and fry them and soften them a little bit, but we're going to do it a bit different, so it will have a different taste. I'm going to put in, this is 2 tomatoes. I'm going to make 2 dishes, but this I'm going to use 1 tomato from here. As you can see, that's 1 tomato gone in there. You can make it without tomatoes. It won't taste awful or anything like that. Now we just get the tomatoes to soften a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to add the usual garlic and ginger. I'm going to just put about half a teaspoon in now of each, and just let that cook for about a minute or so. Now, as you can see, the tomatoes are going to release quite a bit of water. What I'm going to do is throw in, this is about 2 medium onions. I'm not going to use all this, but we're going to put in about 2 onions. That's about 2 onions. Now that's a lot of onion. Now that will make the sauce very, very sweet, but hopefully the chilies are going to balance it out with the yogurt. Now, without even softening the onions, I'm going to add the lamb, and we will put in all the spices as well. There you go. I forgot to add the garam masala, the homemade garam masala, which I am struggling opening now while I'm filming at the same time. This was the homemade one. And that is the meat, and it's on a medium heat at the moment, just trying to build up a bit of temperature, and then we will put the top on and we will leave that to cook on slow heat for a good hour and 10 minutes maybe. Now here are the whole round chili, dried whole round chilies. You can get these in a packet, they're very cheap. I'm going to throw those in, and we're going to turn the heat right down. There you go, so it's on very low heat. I'm going to mix that in, and you can see how much water will be released by the onions and tomato. And then we basically leave that. That's more or less going to cook on its own now on low heat, like a casserole, but it's going to be a little bit sweet. And then we're going to put half this container of yogurt. Now also I've decided to make this is saag, it's mustard leaf, not spinach. It looks different, it's a lot more greener and tougher than spinach. And I'm going to make that with some radish, red radish, which gives a nice colour. And that's very easy to cook. Just half an onion, one tomato, and that's going to be added first. Let that cook for about 20 minutes. The usual spices go in, you know, the red chili, the haldi, the garam masala, coriander powder, and then when it's half cooked we add the radish. Okay, let's go on to the spinach. That's half an onion into the oil. Give that mix to sizzle. Asim likes to sizzle. Let that soften the onions, and then we're going to add one tomato, and not too much spices. There's a lot less spices there. There's garam masala, there's coriander, red chili flakes, some haldi, and also some coriander powder. Now we have this is 2 bunches of mustard leaf. Now it looks like a lot. Give you an idea of the scale there. That's looks like a lot, but that's going to shrink. It's going to go to less than 1/3 of that, and so that's why we're using such a small pan. It may look like a small pan, and then of course when that's all added in and watered has been released from there, then we add the radish. Okay, time for the tomato to go in. This is for the mustard leaf. That goes in there. We will mix that up. Now I have already added a teaspoon of ginger and a teaspoon of garlic, just to add more flavour to it, and that will, because it's on a slow burner, it's not heating up very quickly. It's going to take some time. Now that's just softening. Now what I'm going to do while all that's been going on, there's the meat with the onions and this. I'm going to add the yogurt, which is about half a container of yogurt, and we will mix that in, and then again it's going to stay on low heat. It's got a good 45 minutes to go yet, so that will make a nice tangy sauce. Let's see how it turns out. I hope it turns out alright. Quite a while since I made this. Now time to add the mustard leaf. Okay, that goes in. Have to be very careful, it goes everywhere. As you can see, it's going to reduce to nothing. Well, nothing like the space it's taking up now. Just force that down. You can use the stalks of the mustard leaf as well. You know, I use the stalks. I like to throw it away. And there you go. That's all that. Now just let that reduce before we add the spices. Okay, that's reduced a bit now. It's going to still get less and less. We're going to add the spices. There's the spices, and additionally I'm going to add some green chilies, but not just yet. I'm going to let it cook for about 10-15 minutes. Otherwise they dissolve and becomes extra hot. Now let's see how they're getting on. It's a good 15-20 minutes further on, and the meat, as you can see, that's coming along nicely. That's bubbling in. We added the yogurt and everything. That's more or less just going to cook very slowly now for another 20-30 minutes. This is the mustard leaf or saag. It's real saag. We're going to add the green chilies now, and we're going to add the best thing of all, which is the radish. The radish goes in, the mooli as we call it. Mooli. That's going to be mixed in, and that's going to cook maybe in about 15-20 minutes as well. And you see the colour it's added, and it's a very tasty dish, by the way. Not many people have this, not made this way anyway, and I will give you a report on how it tastes though. I like it. Now it's almost ready. I'm starving, and we are going to just check. I think it's only about 2 minutes away, so this is going to be more or less the finished article. That's the sag. Just got to dry out a little bit, and that is very tasty, by the way. It's underestimated, that dish. And that is the lamb. There's the lamb stew. Let's give it a stir. That's been cooking slowly now. It's been about an hour now. The meat will go very tender because it's cooked so slow. And that'll be nice with some chapatis. And that's it. That's how you make 2 dishes of the different taste and variety.